Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished delegates, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. The past decade has witnessed profound social, political, and economic change in Indonesia. However, significant challenges to development remain. Problematic narcotic and drugs dealings and trafficking has increased in the last decade. In addition to that, Transparency International Corruption Perception Index in 2013 can be clearly seen that Indonesia was ranked 114 out of 177 countries. The research of the Food and Agriculture Organization also showed that illegal fishing in its territorial waters cost Indonesia nearly hundreds of millions of US dollars annually, and only 2% of the loss could be recovered. This situation even worsened by the data of the Indonesian Ministry of Forestry that Indonesia suffered not only the loss of millions of US dollars caused by illegal logging, but also millions of hectares of land subsequently. The several assets or wealth-related crimes mentioned above are the proof that these crimes constantly and continuously become the main problems for Indonesian national economy in general and the welfare of its people. Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, there are at least 3 identified issues in the handling the wealth-oriented crimes. First, the law enforcement agencies are still using the offender approach as their main methods of enforcing the law. The second problem shows the fact that some of the Indonesian law enforcement officials are still plagued with corrupt practices, such as receiving bribes. The third problem is that there are blind spots within the court ruling and asset management system. The Attorney General Office comes with slightly different approach. The new approach is no longer putting all the weight on physically prosecuting the offenders, but take a more balanced approach by simultaneously applying two-pronged strategy, that is, punishing the offenders while at the same time separating them from their assets by severing the offenders' access to their illegitimate assets. The Attorney General of Indonesia, Mr. Basrif Arif, has initiated in establishing Asset Recovery Center in 2014 under the structure of Indonesian Attorney General Office, which focuses in tackling the proceeds of all crimes and has the ability to engage and cooperate with any agencies and task force around the world. The Asset Recovery Centers of Indonesian Attorney General Office is also equipped with an integrated asset recovery system and the ability to follow the money beyond national borders. Also, the skill to act quickly to avoid the indulgence of proceeds of crime. The Indonesian Asset Recovery Center develops a system that eradicate or at least limit the presence of blind spots during the process of asset management and disposal, and in turn making the Indonesian Attorney General Office as the major contributor of the non-tax state income. Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, understanding that the ability of law enforcement officers and judicial authorities in recovering the ill-gotten assets using a modern practical strategy as well as up-to-date national laws and an effective multi-agency policy is significantly needed than ever before. The Indonesian Asset Recovery Center has been enjoying the benefit of being one of CARIN's observer since June 2012 and the president of ARIN Asia Pacific for 2014, a CARIN-type network for Asia and the Pacific region. The bottom line is that if offenders can establish a network to commit crimes, then the law enforcement institution should also carry out their task in an integrated way. In the end, the Asset Recovery Center will change its part to be an instrument hampering wealth-oriented crimes, as recovering proceeds of crime might be one of the solutions of returning countries' loss. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the distinguished representative of Indonesia. I'm inviting now the delegation of the United States